Hello friends, so today in this video we are going to discuss theorem 3 on cyclic groups. So let's get started. Here the theorem says if A is a generator of a cyclic group G, then order of A is equals to order of G. Here they have given G as cyclic group and they have given A is generator, and we have to show that order of generator is equals to order of group. Okay, so this is the statement. Now coming to proof. First write the given data. They have given that let G be a cyclic group and A is its generator, right? So write A and A is its generator that is G is equals to A. That means this A is generating the entire cyclic group G, right? Now let us assume order of A as n. Okay, let order of A is equals to n. If this means what? N is least positive, right? N is the least positive integer. I have already told you in order of an element about this, such that A power n is E. It means there should not exist any integer r which is less than n such that A power r is E. Okay, because n is least positive, there should not exist any integer r less than n for which A power r is E. So this is the concept. Okay, now let us construct a subgroup H by using generator. Okay, consider the subgroup H generated by A. Okay, here A is generator, right? So I am constructing subgroup H generated by element A. Okay, so H is equals to, here generator is A, right? Here G is multiplicative group, not additive group. So I should take the integral powers of A. Okay, A power n, A power 2, A power 3, A power 4, A power 5 and so on up to here order of A is n. So A power n is stop up to A power n and A power n is E, right? So A power n is E. Now the doubt is whether all these elements of H are distinct or not. For that, let us assume for if A power s is equals to A power t. Okay, these elements of H, I will tell you one thing, these elements of H are greater than 0. Okay, they are always greater than 0 and they are either equal to n or less than n, these elements of H. Now the doubt is whether all these elements are distinct or they are not distinct. For that, let us assume A power s is equals to A power t. What I have told you, the elements of H are greater than 0. Okay, and here s is less than t. Okay, and either less than n or equal to n. This is the way how we constructed the subgroup H. Okay, elements of H are greater than 0 or they are either less than n or equals to n. Okay, so I have constructed this. Now multiply A power minus t on both sides. Okay, if bases are same, powers can be added, so A power s minus t. Okay, this A power t minus into A power minus t gets cancelled, so we are getting identity element E. But according to the given data, n is the least positive integer for which A power n is E. Here we have got A power s minus t also E. So this contradicts the fact that n is least positive. This contradicts that n is least positive. So our assumption that elements of H are equal is wrong. So elements of H are distinct. Okay, elements of H are distinct. That means how many elements are there? There are n elements. So H contains how many elements? N elements. H contains n elements. Okay, so we have got H contains n elements. Now let us consider one element G belonging to cyclic group G. Okay, here G is multiplicative group. That means element of capital G is always is equals to integral power of generator. I have already told you in my previous videos about this concept. If you have any doubt, you can check my previous videos about this. Okay, now by division algorithm, M is equals to NQ plus R, where R is greater than or equals to 0 and is less than N. How is this possible? Let me explain you through example. Let us assume M here, M is belonging to integers, right? So let us take M as 5. Okay, now let us take N as 2. Okay, now use the process division algorithm. Take 5 here, 2 in place of dividend, 2 2s are 4. I have already explained you about division algorithm in my previous videos. If you have any doubt, you can check my previous videos. 5 minus 4 is 1. Now this 5 is equals to 2 into 2 plus 1. Here 5 is M, right? So M, 2 is N, and this 2 is Q plus R. Remainder, see, this is N, this is M, this is quotient Q, this is remainder R, right? So this is the way how I wrote division algorithm. Here one more concept, remainder is always greater than or is equals to 0 and is always less than dividend. Okay, here dividend is 2 and we have got remainder as 1. Okay, we have got remainder as 1. So 1 is less than 2, right? So keep one thing in mind, remainder is always less than dividend. Okay, now G is equals to a power m, right? So G is equals to a power m is a power nq plus r. Now split this a power nq into a power r, right? A power m plus n can be written as a power m into a power n, right? Now a power n whole power q into a power r, right? A power mn can also be written as a power m whole power n. Why have I not written a power q whole power n? Why? Because they have given that n is least positive such that a power n is e. I have a power n value, so I have written n inside the bracket. Okay, so a power n is e power q into a power anything to the power of identity element is identity element, so e into a power r. If any element is multiplied to identity element, we get the same element, so we have got G is equals to a power r. So we have got G is equals to a power. Here one more thing about R. I have told you that remainder is always less than dividend. Here R is less than N. And how we constructed the subgroup H? Elements of subgroup are greater than 0 and they are less than N or equals to N. Here R is less than N. That means a power R belongs to subgroup H, right? This is the condition for subgroup, right? So AR belongs to H, right? Now this AR is equals to G. G is equals to AR belongs to H. If this AR is belonging to H and this AR is equals to G, that means G also belongs to H, right? What we have assumed, G belongs to capital G, and what we have got, G belongs to subgroup H. That means G is subset of subgroup H. This is the condition of subgroup. If one element A is belonging to some group G and this element A is also belonging to subgroup H, then this G is always subset of subgroup H. This is the concept of subgroup. I have applied the same process here. I have assumed G belongs to group G and I have got G belongs to H. That means G is subset or equals to H, right? But subgroup is always the subset of group, right? So H is always subset or equals to group G. Subgroup is always the subset of group, right? So what we have got, G is subset or equals to H, and but H is subset or equals to G. That means G is equals to H, right? Now, order, if G is equals to H, that means order of G is equals to order of H. But now I have told you that H contains how many elements? N elements, right? H contains n elements. That means order of H is n, right? So if order of H is n and order of H is equals to order of G, that means order of G is also n. So order of H is equals to order of G. This implies order of G is n, right? Here H is containing, order of H is n, and order of H is equals to order of G, right? Order of H is order of G. So order of G is n, but n is what? In the given data, n is what? N is order of generator, right? So order of G is equals to order of A. So what we have got? Order of group is equals to order of generator. So this completes the proof of the theorem. I hope you understood this theorem. In the next video we will discuss another theorems on cyclic groups. Thanks for watching.